Well, it seems like Donald Trump is all set to become the next U.S. president in a race. Well, the race is still on, but it is Kamala Harris who's lagging behind at 214 versus Donald Trump at 267, who seems to be winning and leading in most of the swing states. We're talking about those 7 states in which Donald Trump is leading in all 6. In the 7th state of Nevada, counting is yet to begin. Well, we're talking about Donald Trump there leading the way, all set to return to the White House after that defeat to Joe Biden in the last term in 2020. We have with us Ashok Sajjanhar as well as Jayant Krishna back with us. Ashok Sajjanhar, let's just, compare Donald Trump and, when he was a president to Joe Biden when he was a president, the relationship that India's had with both the presidents. And going forward, what does this really mean as far as trade ties are concerned?
Yeah, excellent question, Divya. And I think I would say that the relations between India and the United States when Donald Trump was the president were excellent. When Joe Biden was the president, relations between the two countries were excellent. I think there were different challenges at those two different times. And both the leaders, Joe Biden and Trump, they worked together with India to deal with those challenges and to further strengthen that partnership. I think we need to keep in mind, Divya, that when Donald Trump came to power in January 2017, when he took the oath, and at that time, because he was following Barack Obama, against whom he seemed to have, some sort of anathema against him. So he changed many of the policies that Barack Obama had followed. You would recall whether it was the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, he went out of that. Whether it was the Paris Climate Accord, he went out of that. Whether it was the JCPOA, the Iranian nuclear deal, he went out of that. Even on the domestic front, Obamacare, he sort of stepped out of that. But as far as the account with India is concerned, he continued to strengthen it. He continued to grow it and take it forward. I already mentioned about his stance on Pakistan. We haven't seen any other U.S. president to take such a strong line and push back against Pakistan on the issue of terrorism as Donald Trump did. Also in the area of defense, in the area of collaboration between India and the United States on the subject of defense cooperation exercises, military exercises, etc. And similarly, in the case of Joe Biden also, we have seen that the relationship was very strong, very vibrant, and very, expansive. Whether it is in terms of operationalization of the Quad, because the Quad reinvigoration of the Quad had taken place, but then taking it forward, Joe Biden, he took oath in January 2021, and within 2 months we had the first summit of the Quad countries. In September we had the first in-person summit, and over the last 3.5 years we've seen that there have been 6 summits of this organization. And it means India's interest, it means also the US interest in terms of pushing back against China. We've also seen whether it is the ISET, the initiative for critical and emerging technologies, that has brought the two countries together, because India is focused on Atmanirbhar Bharat. India is focused on going forward to achieve Viksit Bharat 2047. So for that, we need to become manufacturing country. And when Prime Minister Modi was invited as the state guest to the United States in June of 2023, we signed all these agreements on manufacturers setting up a semiconductor enterprise industry in India. And Micron Inc. would invest about $850 million here and a total of $2.75 billion. In the area of artificial intelligence, quantum computing, robotics, all these new areas, both NSA from our side and Jake Sullivan from the other side, they have been working together on this. There are a number of areas also as far as India's presidency of G20 is concerned. That also was very significant. The support from the United States and Joe Biden was very significant in taking it forward to a successful conclusion. It was during Joe Biden's time that Prime Minister Modi was invited for the second time to address the joint session of the US Congress. So I think on both of these tenures, 4 years with Trump and about a little less than 4 years with Biden, our relations have continued to grow, have continued to expand, and the personal vibes and the personal rapport and chemistry between India and between Prime Minister Modi and these leaders has been very strong. Today, India is a much bigger economy. When possibly Trump came to power in 2017, India was possibly eighth or ninth largest economy in the world. Today is the fifth largest economy, going to become the third largest economy. So I think the possibility and the prospects, potential of our cooperation over the next 4 years during the second term of Donald Trump, I think they are even greater, although I do recognize that he has identified India as the tariff king, and he said he is going to impose tariffs on India 10%, etc. And this is going to, in some way, have an adverse impact on India's economic growth and India's exports, which are an integral element of our GDP expansion. But that having been said, we know that Trump is transactional. I'm sure we can sort of engage him and enter into some sort of a deal, a mutually beneficial deal, a mutually beneficial arrangement, as we were able to do last time.
Right.
If you recall, we imported aircraft, we imported LNG from there, basically to bring down the tariff surplus, the trade surplus that India has with the United States. And I'm sure we can work together with Trump, both on trade as well as on strategic issues to mutual benefit and advantage.
Right. Mr. Krishna, of course, we do know Donald Trump's take when it comes to immigration, whether it comes to defense as well as trade, like Mr. Sajjanhar pointed out. But if Donald Trump was to become the next US president, what does this mean for India in terms of technology partnership, especially in terms of semiconductors, something that's been initiated under Biden's watch?
Yeah, absolutely. One hopes that, some of the initiatives which were embarked upon during Biden's time, especially the US-India initiative on critical and emerging technologies, the ISET, it hope it prospers and, it moves ahead. See, India today is a very, very critical country for any government, any president in the US to ignore, for two reasons. One, India fits very well as US's counter China strategy, from a economic standpoint as well as from a strategic standpoint, given the geopolitical, the look, the where in the world geography India is located, sharing its border with China, So I think nobody can ignore, but I think initiatives like these, initiatives like artificial intelligence, initiatives like ISET I just spoke about, but even semiconductor, where India has embarked upon an important mission, and couple of major big ticket projects are at the different stages of getting negotiated and implemented. I think their continuity in the policy would be very, very important. Even the fighter, I mean the aircraft engine manufacturing, the tie-up between GE and India. I think that's something also has to see the light of the day. That's extremely important. And more importantly, I think Prime Minister Modi, if Trump becomes the president, which looks in all likelihood, he should negotiate and solicit a very, very direct support from Trump for India's emergence as an alternate manufacturing supply chain for people who are especially a lot of big American companies who are looking to locate part of their manufacturing supply chains at a destination other than China. I think, although I understand it is not a political decision, it is always taken by the businesses. But a direct support from the political leadership would help India's cause in a very big manner because of a variety of reasons. So I hope that some of these initiatives which started during Joe Biden and Modi's time progressed rather than getting curtailed. That's very important because for India to grow, I think AI, defense manufacturing and semiconductor, quantum computing, they are very important areas. So I think India must, we must get down to business right from day one, rather than just keep on exchanging pleasantries. I think it's very important that India gets down to doing business once Trump is in White House.
Right,
Which,
back in the White
seems...
House, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Krishna and Mr. Sajanhar, for speaking with us. And of course, our conversations will continue in the course of the day as the US elections. When can we really know who's really going to become the US president? I mean, of course, it seems like it is Donald Trump. When are the results really out? Well, it could take a little longer. It really depends on when the cast-in ballots will be counted. And of course, sometimes they come in just the night itself or the very next morning. But this time, it might just take a little while longer. Last time around, the elections were held on the 3rd of November. Do remember, elections are held only on a Tuesday, and that's a tradition that they've been following since 1845 as far as the US elections are concerned. And last time, from the 3rd of November, election results only came out on the 7th of November. Now, while we're talking about the Indian community in the United States, it's Suhas Subramaniam who has made history as the first Indian American elected from Virginia as the Indian American Democrat who won the US House seat, making him the first Indian American congressman of the East Coast. He's spoken about working for the Indian American community and says he wants to be a congressman for everyone. Let's listen.
Congratulations, I'm standing next to the latest Indian American U.S. Congressman, Suhas Subramaniam, a Democrat. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
How do you like the sound of that, Congressman Suhas Subramaniam?
Yeah, it's Congressman-elect, but yeah, I look forward to being sworn in, and I look forward to just being a voice. It's not about the title, it's about the service to the community.
Right. So, Suhas, you will also be important to mention here to our viewers that you will now become the first Indian American congressman from the East Coast. Is that correct?
Yeah, in the South. And we have a big Indian American South Asian population here in our district in Northern Virginia, and so it's special, I know, to me and to many people. But I want to be a congressman for all Virginians. I want to be a voice for everyone, even the people that voted against me tonight. I want to make sure that we're just working together collaboratively. Even if we don't agree, it's really important that we bridge some of the divides in our politics.
It's going to be a tough ride, and you've probably thought about this. What if Donald Trump is in the White House and not Kamala Harris, and you're there in Congress?
I'll work with whomever is in the White House. I'll work with anyone to get things done for my community. It'll be a little harder with Donald Trump because I know he wants to fire federal workers in our district, and that's really difficult for our district. It's like a recession to us, and so I want to make sure we protect our economy if he's elected, but I hope that I can work collaboratively with his administration to move the needle forward for our district.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, to
very much. Wow. Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends on this incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And to every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. And in addition to having won the battleground states of North Carolina, I love these places, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, we are now winning in Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska, which would result in us carrying at least 315 electoral votes. But it's much easier doing what the networks did or whoever called it, because there was no other path. There was no other path to victory. We also have won the popular vote. That was great. Very proud of that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And, winning the popular vote was very nice, I will tell you. It's a great feeling of love. We have a great feeling of love in this very large room with unbelievable people standing by my side. These people have been incredible. They've made the journey with me, and we're going to make you very happy. We're going to make you very proud of your vote. I hope that you're going to be looking back someday and say that was one of the truly important moments of my life when I voted for this group of people beyond the president, this group of great people. America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate. We have taken back control of the Senate. Wow, that's good. And the Senate races in Montana, Nevada, Texas, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, were all won by the MAGA movement. They helped so much. And in those cases, every one of them, we worked with the senators. They were tough races. And I mean, the number of victories in the Senate was absolutely incredible. And we did tele-rallies. We did tele-rallies with each one of them. And sometimes we did 2 or 3 and it was amazing to look at all of those victories. Nobody expected that, nobody. So I just wanted to thank you very much for that.